Hey, this is Derek with Battlefield Ukraine. I'm here today to do another product review, this time of uniforms. And later I'll be talking about a couple items that I haven't even posted on the site yet. So first I want to review the Ukrainian uniform. I have a couple of these on the site. They're model MM14, which is a NATO standard. They come in the digital camo and they are summer uniforms, which means they're really light fabric. It has great utilitarian function. It has pockets all over the place. Some of the pockets here, you can get in with Velcro over here. And on the other side, it zips. So these feature at least one Ukrainian flag patch on the shoulders. This one has a patch on both shoulders. And these uniforms also come with pants. I have two sizes right now. I've got one that basically translates to large, extra large, and I've got another one that translates to extra large, double XL. But I've got the exact sizes on the website. So these are very comfortable, great if you're a hunter, if you're into paintball, or if you're like me and you just like collecting this stuff and helping to support the men and women of Ukraine as they fight for their own independence. Moving on to some Russian gear. This is a Russian 8th layer jacket. This is VDV, and this was captured near Hostomel, which, if you guys remember, was a big battle fought in the opening days of the war. The Russian Airborne Forces, or VDV as they're known, were airlifted to Antonov Air Base, which is right outside Hostomel, which is not far from Kyiv. And the plan was that they were going to quickly take the airport and then use that as a place to land big cargo jets full of equipment and reinforcements and make a push on Kyiv. Well, the National Guard forces there, which were heavily outnumbered, managed to hold them off and disable the airstrip so that it couldn't be used as the Russians had intended. This is an 8th layer coat. This is the warmest layer, which would be worn over the other layers to help keep soldiers warm in extreme temperatures, like it can get over in Eastern Europe. This also has St. George's ribbon. This was attached to many of the VDV uniforms, and it was done before the invasion. You can see it's only attached here with a couple strands of thread because this wasn't issued like this. This was done after this uniform was issued and before the invasion took place. So, other points of this jacket, it has plenty of spots that Velcro patches could be attached. It features a hood, and again, it's in this nice, cool looking digital camo. Now, eventually, the Russian forces that landed at Hostomel were defeated. They suffered a really high attrition rate. There weren't very many survivors or people that weren't captured. I'm not quite sure if any of them actually escaped, but they should have stayed in Russia. Now let's take a look at some pieces that I haven't posted to the website. First off, in sticking with captured Russian gear, is this tanker uniform. This is a coat made out of a very heavy denim material. It features this very cool black and yellow patch with a tank on there. It looks like a T-72. And it still has that kind of diesel smell that you would expect would come from something that was riding around Ukraine in a tank. I also have a pair of tanker pants or trousers. These show a bit more sign of use. As you can see over here, some of the fabric is faded, and these are actually a lighter material than the coat is. But I wouldn't say that either of these would be good for cold weather. These uniforms were issued beginning in the early 2010s. It was part of the Russian Armed Forces modernization push, referred to as Ratnik, meaning literally warrior. Now, before Russian tankmen were issued these uniforms, they were issued more standard infantry uniforms, Another interesting point about this uniform is that the design, even though it came out in the early 2010s, harkens back to the Soviet era, where tankers would wear very similar uniforms, only exception really being that they were black instead of this navy blue. Again, I haven't posted this on the website yet, but if you're curious, you can always go ahead and reach out to me via the contact page at battlefield-ukraine.com. Here's another piece that's not on the website that I'm very excited about. This is a Ukrainian plate carrier. As you can tell, this has seen a little bit of use. It's definitely not brand new. It has the webbing on the back, so you can attach a lot of things, and it has a lot of Velcro around there. For pouches, we've got a couple of the magazine pouches here in the digital camo, as well as this patch here, which has the soldier's blood type that this was issued to. Very important if you're going into battle. You never know if you're going to need a blood transfusion if you're wounded. And you hope you're not, but it's always good to have if you are. This also has the soldier's name scribbled on the front. I assume that's name. Can't quite make out what it says, but it's very interesting. So, like all plate carriers, this attaches on the side and then opens up. Both sides open like this, and then when you close it up, it has that double Velcro seal, so it's nice and sturdy. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna post this on the site. This one is pretty special to me, and I like having it around. It serves to remind me of the sacrifice and the courage that it takes to suit up and to head out into harm's way in defense of your country and your family and neighbors and independence. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, give me a like and a subscribe down there. And if you're interested in learning more about any of these, go ahead and head over to battlefield-ukraine.com. I've got it linked down below. And Slava Ukraine!